All right. So welcome back, everybody. Last session, you all had successfully cleared out the Van Thamper Villa and were making your way back up to the surface to go ahead and go report back to Captain Zoj. While you were conversing with him, you all were surprised, Captain Zoj included, by the return of one Commander Liara Porter. Stationed far away from Baldur's Gate, she had returned to the city to assume command and to try and restore some semblance of order to the mayhem that the city had been experiencing with their leadership in tatters. Of course, after Ulder Ravengard had disappeared, presumably dragged down into Elturel when the city was pulled into hell. Commander Porter immediately began to take control of the situation, offered you all her thanks, the city's thanks, and a additional payment on top of what you had already received from the Flaming Fist. After speaking with the Aura Porter, you all began your preparations to leave the city, going about shopping, procuring various items, some of less innocence than others, procuring some items, procuring whatever goods that you may need to continue your travels. After all of that was said and done, you met up with the captured spy that you had met underneath the Van Thamper Villa, a one Fallister Fisk. He was waiting for you outside of Little Calamsham, ready to lead you all towards Candlekeep, the great fortress library to the south of the city. At Candlekeep, there is a wizard, one Silvira Silvicus, who is an expert in the solving and understanding of infernal puzzle boxes, and it just so happened that you all had one that you cannot get into. So, taking the road towards Candlekeep, the road south, you were attacked on the road. A group by the name of the Order of the Shield. The Order of the Shield. This group of knights is too generous of a term for these individuals, but these individuals were bound to protect the shield of the Hidden Lord, the sentient item that you all had found, the sentient shield you all had found beneath the villa, the one that just so happens to be containing a very powerful creature of the Nine Hells inside of it. Nice. So, after dealing with these individuals, quickly dispatching them, you all continued southward on the road to Candlekeep. And that is where we pick up today. You all are still on the road, still heading south. You have a few days of travel ahead of you still. All right. So, is there anything that anyone would like to get done on the road? You have a couple of days still, a little bit of downtime between now and when you get to Candlekeep.
And we assume we've taken a long rest since our combat?
Absolutely.
Before that long rest, though, Anna is going to sit down with her friend and just start, performing a short ritual in which their body gets covered in, more vines and flowers. After, 24 hours, the flowers and stuff start to wilt, and it gets harder to, control them. And if they all wilt, then she loses control of them.
Sweet. Cool.
So she has to reinforce the flowers every day. Yeah.
All right.
Then she's also going to dump everything into Goodberry before they go to bed.
Make your undead servant a little more palatable.
No.
$40 good berries, all
So
right.
I will cast Find Familiar as a ritual to change the form of my familiar.
Okay.
It'll still look like a black hummingbird, but it will be an owl now, so that it can fly up and have good vision to be our eyes in the sky as we're heading south toward Candlekeep.
Awesome. I don't think I have an owl familiar out yet, so I'll go ahead and grab one for you now.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't warn you.
No worries. owl is pretty easy.
Oh, as we're traveling, Anna will pull out a small bag while just like we're casually meandering down the road on our horses. Would you mind if we saw about planting something to remember us by? And she'll pull out a bean from the bag of beans, holding it up. I think it'd be fun.
You really want to plant one of those things?
Well, I mean, we have to eventually, right? That's why we kept some of them.
I was in favor of selling them all.
Ominous music changes ominous.
I like the thrill of the unknown. There's very few things I don't know at this point, and I like discovering new ones, especially when I can't predict it. Is anyone opposed to me planting it?
No, I'm okay with it.
I'm fine with it.
Some distance between myself.
Yeah. So she's going to, she'll hop off her horse, go over to a spot beside the road, just kind of kick it up with her quarterstaff, and then drop it under. Then she'll kick the dirt on top of it, pour some of her water skin, then hop on her horse and ride, like 60 feet away, as she waits 60 seconds for it to start to grow. I think you can just look at what the thing does.
So
Should
give
I
me
roll
just
for it?
one moment while I unarchive a few things real quick.
Mark.
I totally forgot about this. I had prepared for it all when y'all first got them, but I forgot you had them, to be honest. Okay, so
Yeah, I was scrolling through my magic items to see what I was attuned to, and I was like, oh, that's one of them. I can use that.
all right,
That's fun.
Nicole, go ahead and roll a d100.
Ooh. I'm not gonna check the list because I don't want to know until you tell us.
I have fear. 63. That's a high one.
Ooh. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna. What should I do? Okay, I'll use my wild shape to do my thing.
I think the middle is where like least interesting stuff was.
You say that.
I think there's some crazy shit in there. I just know that that's not the mummy lord. That's all I.
So-
that's what I'm happy.
As Anicola plants this, you all stand away, kind of watch in hesitation, as you all begin to feel the ground beneath you rumbling, ever so slightly.
Oh fuck.
Your
It's
horses
a blood.
begin to panic, and it seems like a predator approaches.
A belay. Divert.
They
Everyone spread out.
are freaking out. Your horses will unfortunately be unable to help you right now, unless of course anyone would like to try and make an animal handling check to calm
I will.
them. Each individual will have to make an animal handling check to calm their horses as the ground beneath you. Okay. As the ground beneath you does begin to tremble and shake, you can see dust falling off of the rocks.
I think I do okay.
So we all have to make an animal, you said?
Anyone that would
Animal
like to maintain their horse, that would like to stay on their horse, yes.
Damn it.
Okay. Althea and Anicola, you do manage to maintain your mounts and to stay atop them. The rest of you, they are unruly and will be extremely difficult to convince to take whatever course of action you want them to. You can, of course, stay on them if you'd like to, but they could act very unpredictably.
Blade
No,
song.
I'll just move.
Be sure not to lose them. They could run.
Layden's gonna stay on his.
Okay? And with that, so who's... Anicola and
dismount-
Althea, are you staying on your horses?
Yeah.
If I dismount, can I like tie it to a tree?
Yeah. These horses are well trained enough, so even if they do run, they will come back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, then I dismount.
Yeah, just get off. Get off and enter Blade Song.
Okay. And with that, the ground directly in front of Anicola erupts. You said you rode 60 feet away from it?
Yes.
Okay.
I was at least another 60 feet past that.
Okay, 1 second.
Because we knew what the potentials were when we like checked it, right? Like that was like in character we would know.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So she knew. She knew it was a belay.
The Boulay did begin burrowing up at the point, but hungry and looking for food, quickly diverted towards all of you. And we'll go ahead and roll initiative as it breaches.
Oh, okay. I need to find where I am.
Yes. All right, that's not bad.
Is that where we are, or?
I'll say that you all can reposition as you wish. Just don't get more than, say, 15 to 20 feet away from where you are. Much farther away from it, is what I'll say.
Is this where it repositioned itself to after I moved 60 feet away?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Oh, that's fine.
Can I have a horse? Or wait, can I drag my own?
Yeah. You and Althea still have your horses.
Oh, okay. I just didn't know if I can control it. Could I also gonna do a thing real quick?
Session inspiration.
Okay. Get you to 2116. So we still need Anicola and Althea's initiative in there. If you've already rolled, go and roll again. We'll adjust.
What about Ghost? Is Ghost with us?
I imagine he stood even further. he doesn't engage in combat.
Okay.
Did that. Yes.
That's good.
What time of day is it?
We'll say late afternoon. This would have been just before you all stopped to make camp for the night.
Dim light?
Sure, we can say dim light.
Awesome. Thank you.
Ooh.
Okay. So, it is dim light, everybody. Late evening, you have a little bit of light, but not a whole lot. Ranged attacks will have disadvantage.
Wait. In dim light? I thought it was just darkness. I thought it was just perception checks have disadvantage.
Oh, you're right. That's my bad. That is my bad. I'm trying to use light as more of an actual mechanic. So if I do start messing it up in my using it more, please let me know.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
Dim light is like not too much of a hazard. Darkness is the only time when it gets an issue.
Okay. Okay, Valifon. The only one who was actually opposed to this. You are up first.
Yeah. Bonus action.
Get Ray out here.
Cast Shadow Blade at 3rd level. And oops, I need to get off of measurement tool. And I am going to be an idiot, and I'm going to rush straight in, so it's 25 feet of movement. And swing away. That's 14 hit.
Does not. Bounces harmlessly off of its stony hide.
Okay, and then Evanstraw will fly in and give help to the next person that attacks it, and then using flyby, fly out of reach.
Okay.
Next.
Balafon, it is going to rear up and try to make a bite attack against you. That is an 18 to hit.
Miss.
Okay. What's your AC with Blade Song and everything?
20.
20, nice. Okay. Kroll, you're up.
All right. So, Krull is gonna raise his axe above his head, and like in a He-Man kind of fashion, he's gonna like start screaming for Iskaros to help and say like, "Praise, praise be unto Iskaros, the greatest of axes. Grant me your power." So, do I get advantage for that?
Sure.
All right. So I have to roll. What did I roll again?
It's a
for that?
charisma. It's a charisma persuasion check at advantage.
Okay. Charisma persuasion.
13. I feel like 13 is the DC.
That's a perception.
Oh, rip.
Oh, I hit the wrong one. Sorry. Performance.
Oh no.
Shit.
Okay. So
Okay.
I'm just gonna run in and just kind of be a shield.
Okay.
Try to take some hits, I guess.
You can still hit it.
Yeah, I'm still gonna hit it, but I'm just saying I'm not gonna do
You can
much.
always take the dodge action.
Okay, so
You can always just
22.
you can always just use a different weapon too, just as a heads up.
That's true.
There's nothing
All
in
right.
the there's nothing in the item that says you can't use other weapons, like the Sword of Vengeance or anything like that has the claws in there. This does not.
All right, can I take out my hand axe then instead?
Yeah, you could just like slam Iskaros down into the ground and say you just dropped him, and then grab a different weapon out.
Okay.
18 does hit. Okay.
And then my second attack, I'm gonna hit with the hand axe again.
Okay.
16.
16 does not hit.
All right. And I'm not gonna do anything else right now. I'll just wait.
Okay. Anacola, you're up.
I'm gonna keep riding my horse, but I'm not gonna move it with me every time. It has a 40-foot movement speed, right? Or is it 60 or something?
I believe the riding horse is 60 feet.
Oh, 60. Okay. So I'm gonna go here.
Yeah.
Here. And back here. So I'm just gonna stay here, but that's the path I take. So here,
Okay.
here, and then. So I'm gonna run over to the zombie. I'm gonna bonus action magic stone, toss it 3 rocks, and then I'm going to run over to the belay, and whack it with my shillelagh.
Shillelagh. Does not hit.
15. Damn. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna stay like right here, and that'll be my turn.
Okay. That is going to bring us around to Layden.
Does it
Okay.
take an opportunity attack?
It does.
Oh, sorry. The horse disengages.
Okay. We looked that up before, and yeah, that is how that works. Okay.
Okay. So Layden is going to do Call Lightning.
Oh.
So here we go.
Alright. DC 14 Dexterity saving throw incoming. Dex save result is a natural 20.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then bonus action. Let's see what I can do for my bonus action. Bonus action. Give me a second here.
You can't do much for your bonus action when you cast a leveled spell.
That's true. That's it then. That's my turn.
All right. That is going to bring us to Althea.
Alright, we're going to charge up to here before I jump off my horse and just, that horse, and just like dive bomb onto it.
All right.
And do I want to? Yeah, why not? I'll also cast Hex on it just because.
Certainly hits. Okay, so for 15 total.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else from Althea?
No, that'll be it for me.
All right, that is going to bring us around to Rhea, who is going to run over here and kind of duck behind this rock outcropping here, pop up, and let loose a shot with her heavy crossbow at the boulet. And miss horrendously. She's like, sorry, guys! Hunkers down behind the rock. Balafon.
Yeah, so I'll be Booming Blade, Shadow Blade at it again. Go. And I got a 14 again. Wow.
Unfortunate. Okay. So, the creature...
Slide over to there. Next.
Got it. So, the creature does kind of look around and kind of begin backing up on its haunches just a little bit, and you see it rear its head up and let out this long roar before it just dives down into the ground and begins to burrow.
No.
Opportunity attack?
Yep. Kroll, Althea, and Valafon can all take opportunity attacks against it.
It has like 3/4 cover or something, right? Isn't that what we said with burrowing?
Kroll, that is a hit.
24 hits as well.
Advantage from...
Shadow Blade and dim light.
That's a huge hit, too. Damn. Okay. Right. It then burrows down into the ground. You can see the lump of earth moving in this direction. Burrows just 5 feet below the ground, moves 15 feet away from you all, and emerges. And you see it kind of doing this like bull charge thing where it's scraping at the dirt, but instead of charging at you, it springs into the air. It is going to land.
Oh. Don't forget the booming blade damage.
No, I couldn't do Booming Blade on the opportunity attack.
Doesn't look like it can get more.
Oh, my bad.
Doesn't look like it can get more than one of you at once, so we are going to roll a d6. Who would like to roll that d6 to see who gets hit? It's either going to be Kroll, Valafon, or Althea.
Oh, I forgot to Halo of Spores at the beginning of its turn.
That is a
Kroll rolled it.
That is for Valifon. Valifon, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as the boule comes crashing down towards you.
Could it make a con save, by the way? I forgot.
You got it. It does crit success that as well with a 25. Jeez.
Ouch.
Right. Valifon. As it crashes down onto you, you are knocked prone. In addition, you do take 16 bludgeoning damage and 13 slashing damage.
Ooh.
Okie doke.
Right. Valifon is prone. Boule just landed right on top of it, rears its head back for another triumphant roar. I love these things so much. I don't know if any of you noticed on the videos on my desk, but I have a little pop boule on my desk.
I just like saying their name.
That's an awesome creature.
Yeah. Okay, that is its turn. Curl, you are up.
Every time one gets used, I always think about the old land shark routine on Saturday Night Live.
Nice. Iskaros is up and running.
You have to do that every round?
Not every round, but he failed the first one, so Iskaros was not active yet.
Okay.
Huh. I don't know if my images ever go through to Discord. It's weird. Okay. 18 does hit. 13 slashing. Good stuff. Alright, anything else from Krull?
Sorry, my mic was off. So, if I was to do a trip attack, that wouldn't do anything, right? He's too large for that, right?
Does Trip Attack have a clause that it needs to be medium or smaller, or can it be a large creature?
Oh, is this a large creature?
It is a large creature. It is not huge.
Oh, okay. Okay. So it says large or smaller. Okay, so
Yeah,
There it is.
If Uskar can trip attack a dragon, then
Right.
I have no idea what all the how large creatures are. So
Look,
so for my second, I'm gonna attack
a
with
hit.
this gross again, and I'm gonna attempt a trip attack. So a superiority die, which is a D8. So let's roll a D8. 5. Do I trip him? He's got to beat a 14.
I will check right now.
and you
I
also
just- I
get
had
your
to refresh
regular
my browser.
damage from Iskaros.
Yeah. So that's
Is it-
11.
Is it making a check or a saving throw?
Saving throw.
It's a saving throw.
Strength save. Sorry, I had to restart my browser. I'm coming back in right now. Okay, here it comes. Strength saving throw result is a 22. Very strong boy.
Damn it. Okay. So I used one of my superiority dice, but he'll take 11 damage, and then I am going to do Orcish Fury. Wait, no. Sorry, I meant Action Surge
Okay,
to
yeah.
do another 2 attacks. So
Can you all hear when I'm just randomly rolling dice?
Not
I
most
heard
of the-
something.
no.
Okay.
But
I'm curious. I'm curious on Discord's threshold if it's picking it up or not. Because like my mic picks it up. All right. The 8 is not going to hit, Curl.
Okay, so I have my second attack. I'll use my sessional.
Okay.
And I am going to also use Orcish Fury with that, which allows me to roll an additional die. And I think I'm going to do another superiority die and try another trip attack.
Okay.
So superiority, then Orcish Fury is a D8. Okay.
20 damage. Not bad. Not bad.
And then he's got to do a strength save. 14.
He meets to beat. Unfortunately, rolls a double 14.
Damn it. Okay. And that will be my turn.
And a freaking solid turn it was. Huge amount of damage in there. Anacola.
All right. She's going to scream to the zombie, drag it to the grave, and it is going to throw a magic stone at it. 15.
15 does not hit.
Okay. She's gonna run over on her horse and try and thwack it with her shillelagh. Ouch. Okay, that also misses. Horse disengages and I pull back.
Layden.
Okay, Layden is going to do. I don't
Your
know how
Paul
this works.
Lightning should still be active too.
It should be.
Then it lasts for multiple turns.
Let me read it real quick. It's I've never used it before, so give me a second. Cast time is 1 action,
Duration.
and it's a concentration for up to 10 minutes.
Sweet.
There you go.
Alright, so if I hit it again to do attack damage and stuff like that?
Yes. So it needs to make that dexterity save again.
Yeah, let me try.
I'm sorry. It actually, I believe it uses the same instance of damage from the first one. So if you want to scroll back up and find that.
I think it. No, you
Okay.
re-roll.
Is it re-roll on every instance?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Because you're like striking another bolt down every time.
Yeah.
And you can always use your channel divinity to just do max damage. If
Yeah.
Okay.
If it
failing or saving.
So go ahead and, geez,
Yeah.
that's it. It's big. So go ahead and roll the 3d10.
Yep. Want me to do that right now?
4d10, because...
Yeah.
No, is it 4d10 or 3d10?
No, it's
No,
it's
seeing
3d10.
3d10.
After.
Because we're not in stormy conditions.
Okay, got it.
Alright, here it goes.
Nice.
Did that work?
Ooh.
Save result is a
There we go.
6. Layden, how do you kill this thing? How does it go down?
As the storm is boiling above the combatant area, a massive column of lightning strikes the creature directly in the chest, and it explodes.
No, everyone is showered with bug guts. Anyone seen Tremors 2?
Hell yeah.
I was thinking more MIB.
I just watched I just binged the entire Tremors, the first 5 movies the other day. It was great.
Yeah.
As it like gets the blood and guts like shower everywhere, and Anna realizes she's too far away. She'll jump off her horse and dive towards it. Well, that was exciting. What a way to end the
Malathon
day.
gets up and considers whether or not he should keep his Shadow Blade going and use it on Anacola.
Yeah, Layden is going to walk towards Anacola with a very upset, angry look on his face.
And then I'm going to eat however many good berries she gave me.
Maybe I'll reconsider giving you them tomorrow. Wasn't that exciting?
Layden looks
good
at-
job. You
Yeah, thanks.
you killed
No,
it. Well, like that was fun. No, I
no.
thought that was
Don't
exciting.
was not
ever
fun.
Valafon's
that
like bleeding everywhere.
Again. Never
thought-
again.
I thought
I'll
that
give
was-
Valafon my good berries.
Between
I
your
thought
good
that
berries
was
and my
plenty
good
exciting.
berries, that'll get me up to full.
I thought that was plenty exciting. There's
That
so
is
many
because you have a
things.
twisted sense of what's fun.
I mean, yeah, probably. But like,
Rhea walks up. She's like, "Wow, I've never actually seen a boule before. That was awesome."
neither have I. That
First
was.
smile on her face since leaving Baldur's Gate.
Oh my god.
She
It's
smiled.
amazing.
Success.
Yes, exactly. So many
She's been
victories.
moping all ever since
This entire time.
Yes.
Poor
So many
Rhea.
victories today. Um. Well, that I feel like we needed that. Today was really uneventful, and that was fun.
That was fun.
Please tell me we only have one more day of travel to get to Temple Keep.
You all do have about another day of travel. Yeah, you're making excellent time.
Ah, that's a whole other day that we can. That's another day where we can plant another bean in the ground.
At least it wasn't what the 99 with the mummy tomb.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about. But also the belay was a lot more deadly last level when I
Yeah.
was looking at it.
Yeah. Yeah. A single boule against your party was definitely an easy encounter.
Mm.
I don't know. I think Valifon would have something to say about that.
Right. I mean, as far as the
Yeah,
numbers
I'm the only
go,
one who took. But I'm the only one who took any damage.
True.
Yeah,
just
and he's a
got
wizard in
one
melee, so
huge smack to the face with the boule.
Okay, so Anna is going to recast animate that again today. But like for the rest of the journey, she's going to try out something new because she thinks it's also going to be fun and she likes trying new things. She's going to see um what ends up happening when she casts this. Conjure animals. uh, she lives on the edge. She loves new things that she can't predict happening.
At least
So she'll go for
at least they're friendly to you and your companions.
yeah. She'll go. She'll go for 8 of them, and just see what happens.
That's the CR 0 for 8.
CR4 or lower, or CR 1/4 or lower. Sorry.
1/4. Okay.
Should she play the imp fairy
The
pipes?
flute too.
Probably not. That might be a bit much even for her. I don't want to
roll
be sending only.
a d20, Anacola.
Ooh yay. My thing's lagging.
Nice.
Oh, fun.
You all hear rumbling in the distance.
Once again, yay! Another boule.
The sound of many hooved feet approaching you all. As you all brace yourselves and prepare, a small herd of 8 cows turns around the corner and approaches your campsite.
Amazing.
Dinner.
No.
They slowly walk up to the camp and kind of just stare at you confusedly.
Follow along, and it's just like it's just a train of horses, a wolf, a flying cat, uh, a zombie also on a horse. It's just E-I-E-I-O.
Okay, everybody. So you can all take your whatever rest you need to. So yeah, you have one more day on the road. Now that you have a menagerie accompanying you, I don't know if that makes you safer or less safe on the road, having like a small herd of cattle following you. Probably less safe, attracts predators. But
So, quick question:
Uh-huh.
Can Leighton take a long rest?
oh, absolutely, you all can take your long rest. We'll say that you will get to, so you can go ahead and do that now. But as you're all breaking down camp or starting to put up camp and setting your fires, beginning to cook and all that good stuff, Rhea has been more talkative. She's finally, it seems that she's broken out of whatever whatever episode that she was kind of going through. And she's been talking to you all a little bit more, mostly just short sentences and whatnot. But later on in the evening, as you're all sitting around the campfire, eating your meals, hopefully no one slaughtered any of Vanicola's cows yet.
Leighton is looking at them with a longing look.
But as you're all settling in for the evening, telling your stories around your campfire, entertaining yourselves in various ways, Rhea does begin to tell you all the legend of the Hell Riders. Some of you may have heard this before. You may have heard during times in passing or meeting with other people from El Terrell. But almost as if she was giving a bit of a sermon to herself, wanting to remind herself of the story that she knows, she begins to speak. And she says that it was over a century past that the Great Troubles began. Fiends roamed the lands to the north and west of El Terrell. Fields were despoiled, livestock slaughtered, homes razed, and people dragged off to a terrible and unknowable fate. Terror gripped the hearts of all. She says again that this was over a century ago. And the city's cavalry rode across the land, striking down fiends wherever they found them, but they were suffering fearful losses as they did so. It was never enough. For every fiend they destroyed, it seemed as though two more appeared elsewhere. The then ruler of El Terrell, a high rider, asked his people to pray to the gods for aid, and to everyone's astonishment, a mighty angel entered the city the very next day. Her name was Zariel, which means companion of light. The prayers of El Terrell had been heard, and help had come. Zariel located the gate through which the fiends were entering the natural world, on the fields of the dead just west of the city. Zariel declared that she would lead the cavalry into Avernus, destroying the infernal host that was amassing there, and striking a great blow against the forces of darkness. The High Riders sent out the riders of El Terrell, now numbering many thousand, with Zariel at their head. Zariel was riding a golden mastodon that day. With a great cry, Zariel and her army charged through the gate. The legions of Avernus trembled and buckled, but did not crumble. Zariel was defeated, and the remnants of her army returned to El Terrell, overcome with grief at the loss of their glorious general, but confident that the lords of the Nine Hells would think twice about threatening El Terrell again. There were great celebrations to honor the valiant knights of the cavalry, who became known from that day forward as the Hell Riders. So when Rhea finishes telling you all this story, she's kind of just poking at the fire with a stick, and she wonders aloud if any of that is even true. How much of it is true, if any. How much of it might have been made up by people like Fabius. But yeah, that is the tale of the Hell Riders, as is known to the people of El Terrell.
What would Valathon know about the history of Zariel and the Hell Riders with his study of the Nine Hells?
Go ahead and make a history check.
We knew that it was a statue of Zariel in the basement, right?
Yes. So Valathon, with your 14, you would know.
I'll give him my inspiration.
What?
I'll give him my sessional.
I don't need.
All right.
It's fine.
All right. Sorry.
When the meme has more to the meme than you thought it did. Sorry. Only the first part is what I meant. That's interesting, though. That's something that we should explore a little bit. How do you all feel about that? Other players giving their inspiration to people.
Well, that was how the inspiration rules work, right?
No, that had never been specified that it could be shared or given away to anyone else. It was always just for that individual. But
Oh, I thought it was in the inspiration rules in the DMG.
I didn't realize that I was using any DMG rule for that. I kind of just said it and went with it.
There's an optional inspiration rule in the Dungeon Master's Guide.
Interesting.
But
I feel like inspiration is more of a thing that's just like part of the game if the DM chooses to make it part of the game, though. So I don't know if you can really make a rule around it.
Yeah, so what do you all think about being able to share your inspiration with people?
I think that would work if someone cast guidance.
Well, like I don't.
Well,
think that's-
guidance already gives.
Yeah, the guidance is
That-
already a thing.
I mean,
I'm talking about
sharing
like
inspiration. I
Yeah.
think it's fine.
yeah.
It doesn't.
Yeah,
matter.
that would work.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't.
I don't
I
mind
really don't
either.
see any negative to it, any drawback to it. If somebody wants to give their inspiration to somebody, Valifon has declined it though. So, Valifon, what you do know, is that Zariel. Well, unfortunately, it doesn't give you too much more information than what you already knew. Zariel is the Archduke of Avernus. She has been the Archduke of Avernus for about a century.
But she was once an angel.
She was, in fact, once an angel. Furthermore, you know that she displaced the then current Archduke of Avernus, the Archfiend and Pit Fiend Bel, was displaced when Avernus came to power. When Zariel came to power. But as far as the exact circumstances that she came to power, you are unaware.
And by displaced, that doesn't mean he's like dead. He's just was given a pink slip.
With a 14, that is the verbiage that you get.
Okay.
All right.
Fair enough.
All right.
As we're going to, assuming we're about to head to bed, Anna will just play, her flute. That one, not the dangerous one, or the annoying one, just the one that attracts local fauna.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll for that.
The cows moo contentedly as they munch on some grass nearby.
I just found the rules for it, in case you were curious. Posted them in the Discord.
Oh, damn. Okay. Yeah, I didn't even realize that I was using any sort of official rule. I kind of just like, hey, that works.
Yep.
Okay. All right, everyone. So the rest of the evening does pass without event. Rhea seems to be in slightly better spirits now that she feels that she's on her way to at least getting back to El Toro, or at least possibly getting there. Having told the story to you all, she does seem a bit disillusioned by everything. But, yeah. You all will reach Candlekeep by the end of this day. Alright. So, is there anything else anyone would like to do while you're on the road? Plant some more beans, summon some more cows?
I shouldn't.
Alright.
No.
Please no.
Oh, come on. She'll tease them about it. Like along the road, she'll just like kind of hold the bean over the ground with like her water above it and like
What? Hello?
yeah.
All right.
Mm.
So, over the past few days, the weather on the coast has gradually worsened. Dark clouds releasing heavy rain until the road runs thick with mud as you trudge on, passing by friendly merchant caravans, farmers, and so on, heading north. Although I'm sure with no small amount of paranoia after the first innocent farmer you all pass on the way. But near the evening on this last day, the rain begins to subside a bit, but the dark clouds do remain. Ahead, you see a path branch from the wider road, heading towards the sea. A raven perches solemnly on a leaning post bearing two signs that point like arms towards the west. One says the way of the lion, the other says to Candlekeep.
think we go that way.
Ooh, but lions. Just kidding.
And
we can go-
tigers and bears, oh my, we fought a dirt shark.
I mean, and we handled it pretty well, and I
Mm.
couldn't even talk to that one. And look at this other friend that we made, and she'll gesture to Ghost. Like, sometimes you make friends with animals.
And sometimes you get eaten by them.
I mean, that hasn't happened yet, so clearly it's impossible.
You should not tempt fate.
I've
Turn
lived-
west.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So,
My method has worked for hundreds of years, and clearly nothing is wrong with it. But yes, let's head to Kansas City.
all right. After a little bit more travel westward, the setting sun begins to shine through the clouds to illuminate the gray walls and pale spires of a time-worn fortress that stands majestically atop a rocky promontory overlooking the sea. The trail heads straight for it.
Like home.
Yeah, it does look like El Torrell.
Okay. So, at the gatehouse, you are all greeted by 3 monks in purple robes: a human, a shield dwarf, and a sun elf. Around their necks hang holy symbols of Denir, the god of writing, whose symbol is a lit candle above an open flame. As you approach, they extend their hands out towards you, out to their sides. "Welcome to Candlekeep," says the elf. "A gift is required from those seeking admittance. You must donate a book or a scroll that isn't already in the library's archives. Please present your gifts for inspection."
Each of us?
Fallister would kind of lean over. He says, No. Just one book for the lot of us will be fine."
You have a cookbook?
He says, I do indeed. And he steps forward.
But if that's not good enough, I will offer up a spell book that I found.
Okay. So, as you approach, Fallister and you both presenting books, they look them over. They nod. Says,
Oh,
yes!
correction! I would not have done the spell book. We had another book. I forget the name of it that we
Apocalypto?
got. Yeah, Apocalypto. Thank you.
Okay. So, presenting both of those books, they do look them over, flipping through the pages. They nod and they say, very well. Have any of you been to Candlekeep before?
Spiritually.
In another lifetime, perhaps, but no.
Say, very well. You may enter the Court of Air. There are many services available to you throughout the area. You may not pass into the library proper. That is off limits to all but the avowed. So, Carl,
If
this map
there
would be very
is-
familiar to you.
If there is a member of the avowed to whom we would wish to speak, is there a way for us to send them a message?
The speaker, the elf at the gate nods. He says, yes. If you wish to speak to anybody, we can arrange for an escort into the grounds.
At their convenience, we wish to speak to Silvira. I always forget how to
Silvira.
pronounce that one. Silvira Silvicus. We have an item that we think they would be most interested in examining.
So as soon as you mentioned Silvira, they nod. They said, "Oh, from Baldur's Gate, then, are you?" Very well. Yes. Silvira has been expecting you. As soon as you are ready, we will arrange for an avowed to escort you to her tower.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I would like to remove some of this dirt, and not just with prestidigitation. I think a soak in a tub is called for, as well as a glass of wine.
I think you're alone in that one, my friend.
Prestidigitation
Valifon being
and Anicola is clean.
I also feel like
Rude.
Make an attack roll.
I also feel like a certain someone might want to get a new axe if possible.
Wait, do I make a dex save or does he make an attack roll?
I'm just joking.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
You
All
step
right.
away and you're out of reach.
I was sorry.
No worries.
Yeah.
All in good fun. All right. So, as you mentioned that a couple of you may need a bath, they do direct you towards a place known as the House of Rest. It is a small inn, also kind of like a little cozy spot to hang out, get some rest, as the name aptly suggests. Next door to that is the hearth. It is the tavern and the bar. You all have free reign of the court of air. There's a smithy and stables. There's outfitters, clothiers, armorers, all kinds of that kind of stuff here. But yeah. The ones at the gate say that whenever you all are ready to head over to the Emerald Door at the western side of the Court of Air, and one of the Avowed will be happy to lead you to Silvira's place. No worries at all there, Anicola.
Oh, I was messaging Valifon, sorry.
No worries.
Yeah. Nothing to worry about.
I guess we should go then.
All right, so would you all like to just head straight to Silvira, or are we going to be hanging out at the Court of Air for a while first?
Oh,
I don't think I have the money for anything they're selling.
You have a bunch of money.
Oh yeah.
Not in my inventory right now.
Did I not put your money in in your inventory?
I don't know. I'll message you the amount.
Yeah. I'll check. I know how much you should have had.
So that's right? Okay, cool. Thank you.
oh, how do these people feel about a very large wolf coming inside?
Nobody seems to bat an eye at it.
Alright, let's head to the smithy. I want to check that out.
So they have all kinds of various weapons and armor there, all mundane, but you can basically get any type of weapon or basic armor that you need.
So they don't have any magical items?
No, not for sale.
On display then? I'm joking.
I was hoping to get like a +1 breastplate or something like that.
+1 armor is
Yeah.
expansive.
yeah, that is
Yeah,
huge.
+1 armor is like 5,000 gold pieces. You have plate armor. You're good for a long
Until
time.
like level 7 before you
Oh, you're
before you
fine.
need to look towards upgrades.
Oh, yeah, you also have a +1 shield.
Gotcha. Yes, I do. That's why I was like, +1 shield, +1 breastplate.
Yeah,
Gotta
let's
round
just-
it out.
Let's just get your armor class up to like 26 or so. We'll be fine.
That's what
Working on it.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, just got a shield of faith it. Okay. I just want to see what's around. What's in the temple?
The Temple of Ogma.
Mhm.
The Temple of Ogma is full of a lot of individuals that are singing and chanting the same song in unison. The longer you spend in Candlekeep, the longer you will notice that they continue their song. They do not stop. These monks and priests of Ogma keep this chant going at all hours of the day. But yeah, it is a temple to Ogma.
That is incredibly obnoxious. Uh, is that all? Or are you gonna say something else?
I'm just looking up the general info on Ogma right now.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
sorry.
but the Lord of Knowledge, deity of inspiration, invention, and the acquiring of knowledge.
I imagine they have like a postcard on the front of the temple that's just like a little brief on what their god's like.
Right.
I guess we can check out the granary if no one else is. I just want to see what's around so we can see what we want to look into more.
Yeah, the granary is exactly what it sounds like. It's a place for livestock feed. Yeah. The pillars of pedagogy. If you were to approach there, a couple of Avowed would approach you and ask what books you're looking to take a look at. The pillars of pedagogy are where they will bring volumes from the greater library out for you all to research and peruse. The House of the Binder is where you can get those books copied. You obviously can't take any books home with you, but you can have them copied here. All right, everybody. So, what would you all like to do?
What time of day is it?
It's evening at this point. Sun has set.
Yeah. Let's get a meal and get some sleep, and then talk to our puzzle box wizard in the morning.
That sounds like a plan. Late and hungry.
Okay.
I'll meet up at the House of Rest in a bit. Could she just check the pedagogy and see if they have like a greater bestiary than like she has one of Shalton, she has one of Grasslands generally, but if she could find one that's like, I don't know, more exotic stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Anicola is going to head over to the Pillars of Pedagogy and do some light research, do some light reading while she's there. But yeah. So, if you were to head over to an Avowed, Anicola, and say that you were looking for bestiaries and encyclopedias of various animals and wildlife, they would bring you about a dozen different volumes. Yeah, if it exists in Faerun, you can learn about it here.
I guess we'll pick something about the Underdark.
Okay.
Oh, found Amy.
Oh no!
I just wasn't sure if she was supposed to be there.
Oh, hey, look at that. I missed one. This is the map that I used for my Candlekeep Mysteries game. The map that the Candlekeep does not have a map in Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus, so I imported this one over from my Candlekeep game. And there was drawings all over it. People had like outlined things and drawn things in various places, and there was people's tokens all over it. I thought I'd gotten rid of everything, but Amy seemed to have stowed away in the Southern Ocean.
My character in that campaign has Mask of Many Faces, warlock ability, and changes shape constantly. And so when I change shapes, and the whatever token I was currently using, I just drag off to the side out of the way. And Amy is a 10-year-old girl that Alistair appears as on occasion.
She's a doodle in the margins that was left over to in the book for us to find.
Yep.
Right. So the Underdark is a bit more of an obscure one there for you, Anicola. So why don't you go ahead and make an investigation check?
Could she guide herself?
Yeah, absolutely.
Great, because I'm great at investigation.
Nice.
No, I'm keeping it.
So, Anicola, there is a book that does seem to have some sort of strange reference to the wildlife of the Underdark, but the only thing you can find is creatures of CR0. So any denizens of the Underdark with CR0, you now have as part of your wild shape.
Wait, I'm gonna I'm gonna just
You found like a child's pop-up book of petable creatures of the. It's like like Pet the
Edible
Bunny.
creatures of the Underdark. Underdark
that's-
petting zoos and you.
I'd like to note this is literally just a single image of a giant fighter beetle. That's all that it is. That's the only beast in the Underdark. That's CR0.
It's just a full on just like documentary of that one fire beetle.
I'm sure there's some
with-
slugs and.
I'm assuming an 11 would be a bit better.
It would.
Okay, I'll take the 11.
Okay, with an 11, you can have CR up to 1/2.
Oh, okay. That's pretty much all I need.
Okay.
That's all I can do anyway. Yeah, I have everything else anyway. Cool. That's all of them. Nice.
All right, so those of you that are heading over to the hearth to grab a bite to eat, as soon as you walk in, you notice that this place is enormous on the inside. It looks like there could be dozens of floors heading up, balconies open to the center, looking over into the main space. And as you're looking, you can see off to one of the sides as you enter into the hearth, a door opens, and you were just outside of the building. Where that door is situated should just lead them right out into the right out into the court of air. But the door opens and out spills about, it looks like just a row upon row, dozens possibly, of wizards and scribes and bards. And as you look in, it is an entire meeting hall. This place is absolutely filled with extra dimensional spaces that can be rented out and used for various meetings, lectures, and so on. The place has a massive circular fire pit at the very center of it, and the ceiling is open to the air. A small circular opening all the way up at the top. Seems like it could be hundreds of feet up from where you stand at the middle. But yeah, the place is packed. There are all kinds of people around, including a very large ogre sitting in a very much too small chair, and he's holding up a book and flipping through it. He's got a little bowler hat on, kind of looks up towards you, and gives you all a little wave as you approach, and then goes back to reading his book. It looks like a little pamphlet in his oversized hands, but it is in fact a full-size book that he's reading. So yeah, you all can do whatever you'd like to while you're here. The night is yours.
Get a glass of wine at the bar and inquire of any word of fantastic journeys and adventures that have happened in the area. Any word of the fastidious 5?
So as soon as you mentioned the fastidious 5, a whole bunch of people just being like perking up and wanting to talk to you about them and everything. They are.
I heard they got eaten by a dragon.
Everyone gasps like, a lady screams in the background, no! All right.
Did we lose Comet?
Nope,
Or
I'm
did
here.
y'all lose me?
I'm here.
Okay. It got really quiet all of a sudden, so I was worried.
Yeah, it did.
All right. So yeah, drinks and food here are on the house. You don't got to spend any gold on them. Once you gain admittance to the library, the court of air is yours to do as you please, as long as you don't make trouble. They don't really care what you do here.
Well, I'm eating.
Yeah, Layton's gonna eat too. How much is it to
get
eat?
some wine?
It's free.
He said it was free.
Oh, awesome. Are you gonna look for your fancy wine?
I'm sure
Elverquist.
whatever they serve here is fine. I will, discreetly, just like not like pointedly asking, but just try to get an idea of like whether or not Severa is well known here. What people like have to say about them, stuff like that.
Yeah, so they'll say that she's a bit eccentric, and they say that they absolutely hate her familiar, that it is a menace to society and needs to be expelled from the academy immediately. Other than that, she is a masterful scholar when it comes to things regarding the Nine Hells. So, not necessarily liked,
No.
but respected.
What kind of familiar does she have?
They tell you that she has a closet as a familiar. You've heard it described in various different
Argoth
ways.
needs to make more of his name of himself.
All right, everyone.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, as you all wind down for the rest of this evening, preparing to meet with Silvira in the morning and hopefully figure out some more about what's going on with this puzzle box and what may be inside, we'll go ahead and take our break. And when we come back, we will get back to that point and go talk to Silvira. All right, everybody. So, welcome back. It is now the following morning after having spent a restful evening at the House of Rest and at the Hearth, eating, having some drinks, conversing with the locals, and so on and so forth. So, what would you like to do?
Before Anna went back from the pedagogy, she was able to copy the book, right, to get her own copy?
You would go to the House of the Binder, and they would have a copy for you by the end of the next day.
Okay. Also, would I have been able to give the smithy and stables a spear, and would they give me money for it? Because I have a spear.
Sure, they would buy that from you, just half the DMG value.
Nice. Had that since session 1.
That's right, you did use a spear in session 1.
I stole it from that guy who was like standing up on it because he was dead.
All right, everyone. So, what would you like to do?
Get a good night's rest, and in the morning, send a note to Silvera.
All right.
We would like to speak to her.
It is now the following morning, so. All right. So, sending word. So,
I guess we go to the emerald door and hand them a note.
Yeah, they mentioned just to head to the Emerald Door and let them know whenever you're ready, and an Avowed will escort you to Silvira's tower.
Let's go.
That's 80 good berries, by the way, and everyone has 13.
So many good berries.
Oh my god.
That includes Rhea. Rhea also has 13.
Nice. Rhea's happy about that.
Once they expire, they just become like regular berries, or I guess mushrooms in this case. But so there's. I like to imagine that everyone's pockets are full of like either if not rotted, then just like squished berries in their pockets.
Everybody.
Or not. Keep
These pockets
berries.
are stained.
Just crushed mushrooms and stuff. Anyway, sorry.
Very earthy. Everyone's pocket smells. Okay. So, as you approach the Emerald Door, a pair of Avowed greet you, and as you let them know that you are intending to speak to Silvira, they instruct you to wait just a moment while they gather an Avowed that can escort you through the Great Library. A few moments later, a very young human scribe approaches you all with a bright smile. He says, "Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome. Welcome. My name is Fembris. I am to escort you to Silvira. This way." He's got this just huge shit-eating smile on his face the whole time.
Anna will look like a paladin again with her disguised self.
Okay. So, as you're all walking, Fembris will not stop chatting you up. So, what brings you all here? What knowledge do you seek from the Great Library?
We're here to speak to Silvera about an issue with Avernus and
Avernus.
Elturel.
Oh hell! I hear it's not very nice there.
Oh hell, yes, oh hell. Oh hell indeed.
Yeah. Wow. I can't imagine anyone ever wanting to go there. Although I imagine there is a lot to learn there. Must be wonderful for that. I guess if you look at it that way, it could be a really, really great place to visit, huh?
It's actually been on my to-do list.
Wow, that's an odd thing to have on your to-do list, but I guess it could be fun. I guess it could be if you were the right person and were into the right kind of things.
I like this
Maybe
guy.
we can convince Silvera to come along. I hear she is.
Oh, she is a bit of an expert. She's most definitely an expert on those things. The best here in the library when it comes to things about the nine hells and those kind of things. Yeah, very few, very and everyone likes to talk about her familiar, but I think the little guy is great. So he just chats you up like that for a while. And
Does Rhea have any kind of? Is Rhea feeling any sort of way, or like wanting to be expedient about meeting this person or something like that?
not particularly. No, she's kind of just following along. She knows that this is what needs to be done, and her trying to hurry things along isn't exactly going to help. So she's still a little bit mopey. Her spirits have lifted a little bit since leaving Baldur's Gate, but she's still a little bit just kind of wanting to hang out in the back and not saying too much.
Mhm.
But eventually, Fembris does bring you to a tall purple tower, and he says, "Here you are. Just head on up. Silvera's on the top floor. This is her whole tower here."
Can you click on it?
Stairs.
Is it like on
And
the map, or is it?
Say it's this one right here.
I missed it.
Alan?
Oh, okay, I see it. Thank you.
Up we go.
All right. So, the walls of the circular tower chamber are punctuated by arched windows that are currently shuttered. Bookcases filled with eldritch volumes stand between the windows, while tables are crowded with specimen jars, alchemical equipment, and other clutter. Engraved into the floor of the chamber is a large nine-pointed star. As you all enter, a middle-aged tiefling dressed in wizardly robes stands by one of the windows. Caught in a fugue of intense contemplation, she's kind of just staring out blankly, almost past you all. Perched on the corner of the table nearby is a spindly little demon with warty green skin, buggy eyes, thin black horns, and a whip-like tail. As you all enter, she kind of snaps out of her fugue and says, "Oh, you finally arrived! I can't tell you how pleased I am to see you. So, what have you all brought for me?"
I will pull out the puzzle box. This was in the possession of people hoping to do to Baldur's Gate what was done to Elturel.
Interesting, interesting. Yes, indeed. Well, I've been suspicious of the High Overseer of Elturel for a long time. You all see Rhea kind of wince in the back. But no one wanted to hear my concerns, because Thavius Krieg was widely regarded as a hero who saved his city from an undead scourge, giving rise to the holy nation, she kind of glances back towards Rhea, of Elturgard. Hailed as a savior, Thavius made all citizens of Elturel swear an oath called the Creed Resolute, which binds them to defend the nation of Elturgard. I met him years ago, you see. She looks towards Rhea. I'm very sorry to tell you this, but even then, my instincts told me he was a charlatan.
By the time we met him, even his shadow betrayed his nature.
Indeed. I grew to suspect that he had cut a deal with one or more powerful devils. This does seem to confirm that. I believe he used
he was
the
a
Creed
dick.
Resolute to bind all of Elturel to his dark deal. I wish to prove my theory, And I believe the evidence is locked inside of that box.
Can you open it?
The opening of it is beyond us.
Indeed, very dangerous. Could be catastrophic
Dangerous.
if done incorrectly.
Well, I moved this and this and this and this and this.
Her eyes go wide. She begins like looking you up and down.
Well, I explained the names, the various symbols, making it clear that I do know Infernal, and why I moved them there and there and there.
So she says, well, okay, very well. You do seem to be mostly intact. How does your soul feel?
I'm not sure I have one.
Ah, interesting. Well, in either case, I shall require you to leave this with me for at least a few hours while I attempt to solve it. Me and my friend here. She gestures towards the closet. Says, this is Jezebel. She's very friendly. I'm sure anyone here would be happy to meet her. Jezebel gives everyone a rude gesture with both hands. And she says, return here this evening. In the meantime, if you all intend to do what I think you intend to do, you may want to tap the library's resources. We have extensive volumes on the Nine Hells and the creatures therein. I also have been led to believe that there is a bit of a altercation underway somewhere in the vicinity of where Elturel ended up.
Is there a fresh battle going on? Has the blood war flared?
Silvira
I knew.
smiles a bit. She's like, familiar with the Hells, I see. Well, yes. It does appear that a demon incursion has begun just at the spot that Elturel was pulled into Avernus. Luckily for you all, it has bought you quite a bit of time, as Zariel seems to find herself unable to focus all of her attention on the capture of the city at the moment.
Yes, when we were recovering this item, some cultists there were attempting, I think, to summon a devil to support them, and it inadvertently grabbed a demon instead.
That'll happen. Those portals, they simply go to a certain place. Whatever's on the other side of that, well, not too much control.
Are there any tomes in particular you would suggest we look at? Maps?
A map, you say? Indeed. She begins looking around, going through some. She says, I don't believe that a reliable map of Avernus has yet been made. In fact, this is the closest one that we've found, and she's going through all kinds of scrolls and paperwork. This is the closest map that we've found, and from what I've been told, the creator went quite insane after he had finished, or perhaps during, but either way, here you are. And she scrolls this out on the table. Just one moment. Just realized that I haven't deleted any old stuff off of this map. Let me get rid of some marks here real quick. Okay.
I would say even a gazetteer that like listed interesting spots and people that we should
Here's your
use the
5-star
term
red
people
rock.
interest very loosely.
Come stop by the Raging Inferno Grill.
Ah. Okay.
You never know.
So, she does point out several different books for you all. Sorry, I have to put a bunch of this stuff back onto the GM layer real quick. It'll just be a moment. But essentially, what you all can do is that you can research to your heart's content while you're here in Candlekeep. The demons and the devils of the Nine Hells and the Abyss. And what that means in-game is that you all can look at some stat blocks and get some meta knowledge before you head into Avernus.
That's what Layden's going to do. Layden's going to study the 9 hells.
Okay.
When it's time
Right.
for us to leave and to leave her with the puzzle box, as we head out, Valathon will tell Jezebel a dirty joke in Abyssal.
She will absolutely bust out laughing and fall onto her back. All right, so here is that map that she found. Okay, hopefully I didn't fuck this up.
Purdy.
Not my vibe, really.
The red river is that lava going down the middle?
Or is it blood?
The one who drew this seems to believe that it was, well, blood. It's the river Styx. You, of course, are familiar with this, Valathon.
I am.
So Vera would
Don't
go
want
on
to go for a swim.
Yeah, really don't want to go for a swim in that. So Vera would go on to tell you that the river Styx is essentially a trap for souls and memories. Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. We have another thing that I think you should take a look at. Althea,
Yes.
Can you show her the
show her
shield?
the shield.
She'll kind of look at her shield and then like kind of like face it towards them.
So Vera's eyes go wide. It is Gargoth. And Althea and Layden, you both hear in your head, she knows of me. This is good. It's very good.
Oh, really? Yeah. Layden looks at Althea and says, "Oh, fuck."
Ah,
The shield speaks to both of you again. All should know of me. All should know who I am. One day my greatness will reach to all planes of existence. So Vera says, Gargoth. The shield is a symbol of good's triumph over evil. Gazing at such masterful work, one could easily overlook the terrible force bound within it. Gargoth is the name that it is given, though it also calls itself the Hidden Lord. It was a pit fiend sent by Asmodeus to corrupt mortals on the material plane, and here it amassed such a following as to rival that of gods. In that way, Gargoth became sort of a demigod of his own making. In the shield, you both hear again, am a demigod. How does it feel to carry godhood with you, mortals?
Awesome.
Just to be clear, we've never heard, like, most of us have never heard this thing talk, right? We
Correct.
just think they're like
Layden and Althea are the ones that have heard it talk.
Yes, so they're just like crazy.
I just think to myself, or she thinks to herself, well, as long as it gets the job done.
You hear in your head, Althea, oh, we will get the job done. We shall conquer the planes, conquer the multiverse together, you and I.
Well, I don't know if about conquering part, but ridding it of evil at the very least would be enjoyable.
Indeed, indeed. Evil.
Conquest seems nice.
So,
Should give your character a higher charisma so you could go conquest paladin instead of fighter.
Yeah, exactly, right?
So, with that, Silveria continues. And she says that the shield has the power to corrupt everything around it. The Hewn family of Baldur's Gate had kept it for years now, trying to keep it from reaching its goals, from reaching its way to the Nine Hells. Doubtless they'll want it back, but the shield should not be taken any place where thousands of mortals reside. Perhaps.
So,
Aren't we currently in a place where thousands of mortals reside?
Yes, indeed. That's why it should not stay here. I can only imagine the havoc it was wreaking when it was in Baldur's Gate.
Hmm. So
do you think it could have been responsible for everything that was
The
obviously
vampires?
not right about that place?
She nods and
think
says
that-
it's entirely possible it could have had something to do with it.
Althea asked the shield if he had anything to do with the Van Dampers.
I'm sure you could probably ask. It's talking to you, so.
Talking to
Oh.
Althea and Layton.
Okay, can I ask the shield, did you have anything to do with the Van Dampers going all cookie dukes?
They were easily corrupted. They simply asked questions of me. I was willing to give them their answers.
So
Thank you.
you say that the shield is a symbol of the triumph of good over evil, and yet having the shield in a place where there's mortals causes them all to go
Cookie
batshit
dukes.
crazy and evil?
Indeed. He is
That
contained.
doesn't seem like much of a triumph.
He is contained now. Imagine
Better
how...
that he be banished from this plane.
I agree completely. As soon as you figure out a way to banish a demigod from a plane, I am all ears. But in the meantime, trapping him inside of an object is good enough for now.
Valafon will have... Valafon will write the following on a slip of paper and hand it to her. What would happen if it was tossed into the river Styx?
She says that she would write back
And-
that she is unsure. Even taking it to Avernus is a risk.
what happens when things are tossed into the river Styx?
They forget themselves and everything.
Is that true?
So, while you all are doing your research, you would learn that the river Styx bubbles with grease, floats some putrid remains of battles. The water is affected by a feeble mind spell. In
Oh.
game terms. If you go into it, you are struck by that.
Oh. So that seems like a very good place to toss the shield.
And the river Styx is how the demons get from the abyss to Avernus, correct?
That it is. Stick churns through the top layers
Are they
of
affected by it?
Archeron, the Nine Hells, Gehenna, Hades, Caesarea, the Abyss, and Pandemonium. So all of the lower planes the river Styx flows through.
Do they just like catch a ride with like Charon or something?
Not really.
No. I was
Yeah.
joking. Sorry. I was-
It's
there are actually boat.
the river Styx in D&D has like combined Styx and Lethe and changed
Yeah, I
it
know.
a bit. And...
I know it's complicated. I know it's weird. They like to fuck around and find out with their with cosmology.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so tell the dirty joke to the closet and come back in a few hours after we've
Research.
researched. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Does this research just mean that like when we get down there we can look up the monsters that we're fighting?
No. What it means is that any sort of monsters that you want to look up now, you can ahead of time and look up their stat blocks now.
Gotcha.
So basically, you get to look at stat blocks
And-
right now for however long we're going to look at stat blocks, and that is the knowledge that you get to take down to Avernus with you.
Okay. So I'm just gonna say that I kind of vaguely know what I already know.
Okay.
Opening up my monster manual.
So, as you're all going through all of that information, the base knowledge that you would get is that demons have resistances to cold, fire, and lightning damage. That is across the board for demons. Devils, on the other hand, as a general rule, have various elemental resistances, depending on what kind of demon. You can generally assume that they have resistance to fire and cold.
Some have immunity to fire, yes.
Some do have immunity to fire, indeed. Damage immunities to fire, for the most part, you can expect. Also for poison, damage immunities. And for the most part, resistances, cold damage, and some of them have various other elemental resistances. But as Valifon pointed out, immunities to fire and poison damage.
So lightning is good against devils, only half as good against demons. Psychic and force and magical weapons are good against all of them.
Magical weapons are good against basically everything.
Yeah, silvered weapons.
Silvered weapons are effective.
Against both or just devils?
Looks like they are effective against devils. And they will also be effective against demons, it does appear.
Okay, excellent.
When it's effective against demons, it's when they have the clause that says except silvered weapons, right?
Right.
So since
So that clause that you would be looking for would be where is it? Would be bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks not made with silvered weapons. If you don't see that, then a silvered weapon will work. Well, will not. Bleh.
I think it mentions silvered weapons when it does work.
Right,
Right.
when it does
No.
work. But then if it says bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks, and that's the end of the clause, silvered weapons will also be ineffective.
Gotcha. Yeah, that seems like a lot of demons.
I went back in second edition days. Demons, it was iron weapons.
Interesting.
Yeah. So since Valithon already has, because of all the research he's done previously, a basic understanding of the nine hells and devils and demons, his research that he would be doing this time would be specific about Avernus and landmarks.
Okay, nice. Make an investigation check. As Silvira mentioned, the mapping of Avernus has proved to be extraordinarily difficult.
Right. I'm not necessarily looking for like a map necessarily, but like being able to like know what to look for once we're there. And I will use guidance.
Okay. 20, nice.
So
Okay.
yeah, so plus another D4, so I probably don't even need to roll that, but I will. Yeah, so 28.
Okay. Okay. So, you are able to learn something very interesting about Avernus and its landmarks. It is ever changing. Distance is immeasurable. You can see something on the horizon. You can see that it looks like it should only take about an hour or two of travel to get there. Could take weeks to get there. Distance is fluid. It is always changing. Even the way that the river Styx flows can change.
It's more chaotic than I would expect the hells to be. What about food and drink for mortals?
It can sustain you. It can keep you alive, but turns flavorless, almost like ash when you're eating it. Get no enjoyment out of eating or drinking anything. Even if you were to take your favorite foods there, it would just taste like paper It will sustain you,
And it reminds that they
but
don't
there is
really
no enjoyment to gain from it.
Yeah, and
And the other thing I would be trying to find out is whether or not spells such as Revivify even work there.
They can, although they can have unexpected side effects.
Okay. Okay.
yeah, Anna will note that she can create food that will sustain them, and they don't really need anything else.
That's good to
And
know.
it's never
I mean-
tasted good anyway. All of her good berries taste like shit, regardless. But I guess it will taste probably better, honestly, now that they don't taste like anything.
No, they just taste worse now.
The other thing Valathon, if there's time, would try to learn is how summoning spells work there. Like if you cast like Summon Shadow or Summon Lesser Demon, is it going to work properly there? Is it going to work stronger there? Are there any strange effects of doing something like that there?
So yes, you do learn some strange effects can happen. You can learn that some strange effects can happen. Mainly that the creatures, especially the more powerful creatures of the Nine Hells, generally have dominion over creatures such as that. It is a gamble summoning them, whether or not they will remain on your side or be swayed by the powers of the Lords of the Nine Hells.
Does that apply?
If you're like doing something like summoning a Fae.
Undead fiends specifically, undead and fiends specifically, may
Okay.
have a conflict of interest.
So sticking with Fae and stuff like that is probably better for summoning, would be my thoughts. Okay.
Sounds like I'm in the clear then. More or less, she says as she like sadly looks over to her very dapperly dressed zombie who's still riding on that 20 from the makeup the other day. They never took it off.
Quick question.
What's
Is Heaven's Fall silvered?
Heaven's Fall is a magical weapon, so
Yeah.
so
And
it's not silvered, but it defeats resistances.
And does radiant damage on top of the magical bludgeoning it's already doing. Devils and demons are not going to like it. Heaven's Gate, smack 'em.
Gotcha. Okay, I was just making sure because I wanted. Layden's research, he was trying to into the demons and stuff. He saw all that, so he was trying to make sure that he was properly acquitted for that.
Yeah, I mean that thing is holy Avenger light.
Gotcha.
Lemurs are so specific to actually kill them. Holy hell. Literally. They you need to be a good aligned creature with the blessed spell cast on you. Or you can pour holy water on it. But like, jeez.
Ooh, holy water. How much can we take? That's assuming we're having that. Yeah.
We could make some. We have a paladin
can?
and cleric. We have a paladin and a cleric. They can both make holy
Is
water.
Althea really a paladin?
She fights for good.
Sorry.
I fight for good, but you know, the god, quote unquote, that I serve under may not be the most righteous one.
Oh. So with 25 GP of powdered silver, a cleric or paladin can perform a 1-hour ritual to make holy water.
It's true. My holy water tends to be a bit dark, though, just so you know.
Holy blood.
Would Valathon know about the other major denizen of Avernus?
Make a religion check.
I assume you know. Would this be a history check for Valathon?
Sure, history or religion's fine. They both use it. Nice.
Do you want that inspiration now?
Desperately.
Oh, wait. I don't have it anymore. Never
Yep.
mind.
Never mind.
Rip the dream.
Someone else has it.
Layden, you might want to know about this, so you might want to use yours here.
He just helps you out with it.
Layton, we could say we'll allow one more investigation check. We'll see if you stumble across the information as you're doing your research.
You gonna help him out? Brainstorm some ideas.
You want Layton to make an investigation check?
Or you
Whoever
want me to
would
make an
like to.
investigation check with advantage from Layden helping me?
So you want me to do guidance for you?
Sure.
All right, I'm gonna cast guidance on Valafon.
Also, just regular help.
Oh, okay.
That's better.
I rolled it for you.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I'm
Valafon,
asking
you know that there's devils there.
No, I'm wondering about Tiamat.
Yep, you are
And
aware
that the-
that Tiamat is currently imprisoned in the Nine Hells, in Avernus, to be exact.
Yeah. Layden,
Yes.
do you know who Tiamat is?
No, I haven't gotten that far in my research.
Tiamat is queen of all evil dragons.
That's the one that they were trying to sacrifice me to.
Did that be the one?
Okay then.
You know, the one that all the cult of the dragon people worship.
Yeah, that's the one they
her.
wanted to sacrifice me to.
Yeah. So she's there too.
I might have to have a talk with her.
No.
Ah!
We want to
That's
leave
it.
her alone. We're gonna have
But I
enough
can't-
trouble.
So I can't like try to kill her.
We tried to kill
You-
a god.
Okay, I would rather Anacola plant both of the beans we have left under my bed.
Ah!
She pulls them both out.
No.
She has like a shit-eating troll face on right now. She's just like,
Oh.
Okay, well then I will leave her alone.
Yeah.
Will she talk to me though?
No.
Here's a-
Okay, so you're a bronze dragon, metallic. Metallic dragons are from Bahamut, the platinum dragon.
Okay.
Layden,
Chromatic
Okay.
dragons.
as you all
from
are having this
Tiamat.
conversation, Gargoth speaks into your mind only and says, "I may be able to gain you an audience with the Queen of Dragons."
Do I have to roll something to make sure that his temptation is not taking over me?
No, you can just make that decision for yourself in character. He just wants you to know that if you wanted to, he might be able to set up a meet.
We'll see how things go. I'm going to
Yeah.
say in my head, I'm going to say we'll see how things go, but more than likely no.
I mean, if she can help us get Elturel out,
That
maybe.
would be nice. That's why I said we'll see how things go.
Yeah, but she could be very dangerous to you. So be careful.
She just pushes it out. She just grabs Elturel by the bottom and just starts pushing it back up.
Here we go. There you go.
Okay.
So she could be dangerous to me. Got it. Thank you.
I think Kroll's trying to do something, so I'm gonna be
Kroll?
quiet now.
Oh, you guys are good.
Yeah, Kroll. The armorers will be able to do that for you. We'll say they can silver 4 of your hand axes for you.
How much are they?
So, they'll do it for free.
Oh, for free. Oh, hell yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Silver
they know what we're up to.
Yeah,
All right,
Candlekeep.
sweet.
Very rarely do you actually have to buy anything from Candlekeep. Bunch of hippies.
All right.
Oh. Communists.
I love the tone. Oh.
I was kidding.
You should see what they do for the fastidious 5.
Anna will approach Althea while like everyone's in like book club now. And suggest, do you think that like you should start, I don't know, making some holy water if they're not, assuming they don't have like a shit ton of it here. Uh,
Holy
the-
water. I'm sure we could just purchase a bunch. I'm not really one for doing rituals.
All right, my apologies. Do
So
they
if you were
have
to head
holy
to the
water?
Temple of Agma, they would probably give you what? We'll say 2 canteens. So that would be, we'll say 10 vials is what they can give you.
So
Oh,
2 vials each.
That's a lot.
you say 10 vials?
10 vials.
Each. Okay.
So
No,
that, yeah,
2 each.
so that's 10
2
of the
each,
holy
so-
water items. Okay.
So let me go into inventory and add in the holy water.
So everyone gets 2.
Everyone gets 2.
Woo. Great. Should probably save this rather than just splashing it willy-nilly. So to be sure, just to be sure that certain things stay dead. I think.
I think your zombie needs watering.
No. She's gonna push them back a little bit.
I don't suppose they have healing potions in the canteen.
Those would certainly have to be purchased, but they can sell you some.
How much?
Standard prices. So what have we decided that is before? I think it's
50
50?
each.
50 each, yep.
Ooh.
We'll say they'll sell you a max of 6.
I will buy 1.
Yeah, I'll buy one.
What are we buying?
Healing potions.
At
Death
50 gold
stoppers.
pieces each.
Ooh. I don't need it. I'm good. I can heal myself.
Yeah, I've got good berries and spells.
Well, then can I buy 2 then?
They will sell up to 6 to the group.
Okay.
If you want, I can give you some money for it.
I got some money, so if they're 50 a piece, I should be fine. I'll just buy 2.
Okay. Is it time to go see our Rubik's Cube expert?
Oh, could I collect my bestiary? Did I finish copying that?
It'll be the end of the day today. So before you leave Candlekeep, you can get it. You can just go ahead and say that you have it now, so we don't forget. Okay. So y'all heading back to Silvira's tower?
Absolutely.
Okay. So, the same avowed that met you on your way in also meets you again and begins escorting you back. Also, same thing, just overly enthusiastic, asking all kinds of questions. Can't seem to take anything in a negative light. Everything is just, he's got a can-do attitude, and everything can be good if you try hard enough.
And who is this?
I believe his name is Fenris or Fen something. Let me check.
Okay.
His name was Fembris Larlanson. He's a very young human scribe. Looks like he's still in his teenage years.
So no cookies. Okay.
Nope. Sprig is occupied with other matters, unfortunately. just a little fun side note. I really did consider, like strongly consider, having both of these things happening at the same time, where like Baldur's Gate was going through the whole thing. But the thing that I couldn't shake was like, if the Candlekeep group knew what was going on, I know some of them would be tempted to try and get involved. And like, I'm not about to derail my own campaign on purpose.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool. We just
Well,
coexist.
Maybe someday I'll do that, where I have two different campaigns start intertwining into one another. But for now, that just seemed like a bit much.
You just tell them that there's another group handling it.
Right.
Just like, I've heard rumors that there is a different group of adventurers who are dealing with the issue, so no need to worry.
Right. It's just one of those like world-ending issues, like, oh, entire cities are being dragged into hell.
It's okay. Don't worry. There's other stuff going on.
All right. So,
okay, so we arrive back at
Yep.
her tower.
as you all get back to the tower, heading back up, you can see that it is far darker upstairs, almost like something is pulling all of the light towards itself. And when you get up there, the room is, it's almost like a reverse torch is like what comes to mind. Like darkness is spreading out from the center of the room, and at the center of the room, Silvira is leaning over the puzzle box. You see that she has it in between her hands. She's not holding it; it is floating between her hands, and she's rotating it in various ways as she's looking at it. And then, without acknowledging any of you, she nods to herself, sets it down, and takes a drop, like a dropper that looks like it has some sort of metal inside of it, and drips this liquid metal out onto the surface of the puzzle box. The liquid metal, almost like mercury, begins following the lines of the maze on the puzzle box, flowing through it until you all hear a click, and the puzzle box falls. Its four walls falling and clattering onto the table next to it.
Excuse me.
Room's light returns, the darkness subsides, and inside the box there is a stack of 9 chain-linked plates, each 3 inches on a side, cast of a dark iron and stamped with infernal runes. So Vera looks up towards you all. Says, well, I've done it. In just one moment, I have
Well
a
done.
handout for you. Oh, weird. The handout's gone. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. So it is, again, 9 chain-linked plates made of a very dark, almost black iron. And so Vera begins to read. She says, as she's reading the stack of 9 iron plates, be it known to all that I, Thavius Krieg, High Overseer of Elturel, have sworn to my master Zariel, Lord of Avernus,
Sorry.
to keep the agreements contained in this oath. I hereby submit to Zariel in all matters and for all time. I will place her above all creatures living and dead. I will obey her all my days and beyond with fear and servility. I recognize the dispensation of the device called the Solar Insidiator, hereafter called the Companion. In my capacity as High Overseer of Elturel and its vassal territories, I acknowledge that all lands falling under the light of the Companion are forfeit to Zariel. All persons bound by oath to defend Elturel are also considered forfeit. I further recognize that this dispensation will last 50 years, after which the Companion will return whence it came, taking Elturel and its oath-bound defenders with it, if that is Zariel's wish. All this is my everlasting pledge. the back of the room, Rhea lets out a small cry and collapses to the floor, weeping. After a
goes to
moment,
consult her.
as you do that, she kind of just lets out this shout and says, "If Zariel wants my soul, she's welcome to try and take it." Silvira leans towards one of you and says, whoever is closest to her, and says she can probably feel the pull. The city draws her back towards it. She is bound to the oath just the same as anyone that got dragged down.
She shouldn't come with
Roll.
She shouldn't come with us.
Aren't you from Elturel?
Yes, I am.
So, Kroll, you would also be feeling that pull. I think we've actually talked about that a little bit before. That pull to find your way back to Elturel at any cost. You can almost feel like it's like almost like a fishing line hooked into you. Little tugs every now and then, drawing you back to the city.
Was Althea
Mass-
from Elturel, or was she from Baldur's Gate?
Baldur's Gate.
Mistress Silvara,
She looks towards you.
do you think it's possible to rescue Elturel? Or at least people?
She takes a deep breath and says, "The incursion along the Styx has bought you all time. If there is a way to free Elturel, it's certainly not from here. I simply don't know."
Is there a way to get us there?
She nods. She says, "Travel to Avernus is difficult, especially traveling to a specific location. I have a friend who may be of some assistance here, though."
Have you not been there?
She says, "Oh, no. I'm simply a scholar. No. I've never been to the Nine Hells myself."
You would not go to the place you study so diligently about?
Have you read about the place?
I have. I've been fascinated with it as long as I can remember.
As have I. My fascination has enlightened me, however, to the fact that I never wish to go there.
And while I know it is one of the 5 most deadliest places I could ever imagine to go, I do wish to see it.
Well, you are certainly going to get your wish. I do know someone who has been there. Someone who has intrinsic knowledge and the capability to transport you to specific locations there. A wizard named
No.
Traxigor lives in a tower 20 miles west of here. I've loaned him a spell book or two, so he owes me a favor.
Traxigor?
Traxigor.
Traxigor?
Yep. So I can have you delivered safely to his tower, and he can use a plane shift spell to take you straight to Elturel. Even more importantly, Traxigor is looking after an old friend of mine. Someone with a history of battling devils in the Nine Hells. I think you'll enjoy her company very much. Her name is Lulu."
Lulu.
A little
Sounds
smile.
like a stuffed animal.
Little smile goes across her face. Jezebel lets like a and hawks up and spits on the ground.
In abyssal manners.
Flips you off.
Of course she does. Closets are cats. In Infernal.
So, Sophia says that you're welcome to stay in Candlekeep as long as you're ready, as long as you'd like. She will send word to Traxigor as soon as you're ready to leave. simply let her know when you're ready, and she will arrange for you all to be taken to the tower atop the griffins of Candlekeep.
You say stay as long as we like. Surely the inhabitants of El Terrell.
As long as it's necessary.
Okay. I can go now.
I imagine we should hurry. I would also like
I
to get there
do
with
too.
haste.
Same.
Okay.
We all
So,
have our reasons for being there.
Silvira,
We do.
Silvira ushers you all to a crescent-shaped landing platform after guiding you through more of Candlekeep up towards an aviary area. This crescent-shaped platform has a stunning view of the sea. Waiting for you atop this platform are several griffins with saddles, their handlers standing nearby to help you all. Silvira says that the griffins have instructions to fly you to Traxagor's tower, and not to worry, it is perfectly safe.
As soon
I
as
do
she
have. I do have one question though. Once we go there by planar shift, how do we get back?
Good luck, bye-bye!
Sure we do.
She says that is
Oh.
something you'll have to figure out.
Right.
I'm sure I
So
can figure
this planar shift spell, how do I learn it?
I'm pretty sure
There's these things called levels. You need.
The fourth wall, no! Immersion!
the way I've been thinking about Anna is that she used to have all of the powers she currently is gaining. It's just a thing happened in her backstory. She lost access to it, so she like. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
So she remembers all of the spells that she's ever capable of casting, but she just can't do that right now. She's relearning how to do it. I imagine I could find us a way out eventually. It will take a lot of practice though. In the meantime, let's go, and she'll hop on the griffin.
Okay. So. Sorry, 1 second. My cat's being a pain in the ass. Go.
I feel you.
Okay, so the griffins take flight and head out to sea. They keep just below the cloud cover, and Candlekeep, of course, out to sea. She did say west of Candlekeep. Not a whole lot west of Candlekeep except for ocean.
I didn't catch the west part. I heard 20 miles from Candlekeep and
20 miles west of Candlekeep.
Question: if I attempted to do tricks on the griffin, would it be animal handling or some kind of dexterity?
Animal handling for sure.
Okay.
It would be drowning.
It would be drowning.
Let's find out. And I'm gonna attempt to kind of just do barrel rolls in the air. Oh, and of course, Ghost has a griffin of his own that he is masterfully flying.
We're taking the dog.
That he's on a separate griffin.
I don't take my dog to Walmart.
I don't take my dog to Walmart. I'm gonna take my dog to hell.
Well, he'll have fun. Anyway, I'm doing barrel rolls. Hey.
Hey. Okay, so yeah, you do so successfully. What exactly does that look like?
As Anna jumps onto the griffin, and gets on the saddle, she'll just do griffins speak or understand common?
I feel like they would understand common, but be unable to speak. But I'll double check.
All right.
They probably understand you.
I imagine.
Oh hey, that I have a handout for.
Oh.
Convenient.
I only see the image, but they
they do not. They have this.
Oh.
They have the capacity of basically of a dog.
Oh, okay.
So they can understand basic orders and things of that nature, but not anything.
Onward.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
no.
Then I
That's
have a
it's a
conversation
munch-
with you.
Yeah, it's a monstrosity, so I couldn't even talk to it. But she was like, onward, and before anyone else has even like saddled their griffin, she's already in the air doing like loops and flying around the castle, waiting for everyone to get ready.
All right. So, as the griffins take flight and head out to sea, Candlekeep looks no less majestic from the air, but it does grow smaller as the griffins soar westward. Large rocky islands pass below you, and beyond them lies the open sea. After what seems like a long journey, you see a windowless, doorless stone tower, which somehow floats in the sky ahead. The griffins pass through jagged holes, riding the tower's conical peak to land on the top floor below, which has a spiral staircase leading down.
I think we're supposed to go that way. And we'll lead the way.
Goodbye, griffins.
Traxigor.
One level down, you
Hello,
see
Traxigor.
a cluttered chamber illuminated by various objects upon which continual flame spells have been cast. Scurrying around the room is an otter dressed in a tiny red cassock. The otter is mumbling to itself in common, mentioning something about a tuning fork. Suddenly it takes notice of you, and this otter in a red cassock stands bolt upright. Lulu, wake up! Our guests have arrived!
Traxigor is an otter.
Oh my god. He needs to come with us. We
At
need to take him with
At the sound of her name, a small elephant with golden fur appears from under a pile of blankets near a table strewn with alchemical equipment. The elephant takes to the air on feathery wings and lets out a pleasant trumpeting sound.
and so the farm grew larger.
Please tell me there's a picture of that too. There is.
It seems like glitter kind of trails behind her. She lets loose this pleasant trumpeting sound. Hello.
Do I know what that is?
It's a holy font, yeah. It's not unknown.
And so the farm grows larger.
So,
That is not a
Traxigor
natural creature.
runs up to you all and jumps up on top of a table and stands tall. On the table he's standing on top of, he's just as tall as you, Valifon. He says, welcome, welcome! I've been informed that you'd be coming. Sylvira told me all about you all. Now, I'm looking for my tuning fork. I cannot complete the ritual without it. Can you help me find it? Please, please, please.
Sure. Start looking around, I guess.
All right, everybody go ahead and make perception checks.
Would it
With
happen?
guidance.
Would it happen to be magical?
It is a magical tuning fork, yeah.
Ooh.
Valifon, could you look for it? I feel like you'd have the best.
I will cast detect magic.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
Did Slobberchops fly with us?
I don't know, did he?
Oh no. Oh, I'm assuming because like I don't have control of him.
Yeah, I'm
That's
asking.
the-
Did he come with you guys, or did you leave him behind a Candlekeep?
I would want him to come with us.
Okay, he is with you.
Wouldn't he have been happier at Candlekeep?
Hmm,
So,
I-
Lulu
They're a
flaps
little-
up. She says, "Hello, everyone. It's wonderful to meet you all. Going to Avernus, are you?
Apparently.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I am quite the accomplished slayer of devils myself, I'll have you know.
You've slayed devils?
Countless devils.
You
Of
look
course, that was before.
Before? Before what?
Well, you see, I was with the Angel's Ariel when she assembled her army of Hellriders to attack Avernus. And as she begins talking,
You were?
she nods. She says, "Yes, I was. She's kind of following you around, Valifon, while you're spending your time casting Detect Magic and everyone else is looking around. Through the gate we went, tearing through devils like a song through the air. Victory was within our grasp until... She kind of looks towards Rhea. Some of the Hell Riders betrayed us. Rhea's having a fucking hard time of it, isn't she? You see her face go pale. And Lulu goes on. They retreated through the gate and sealed it behind them. Before she was captured, Zariel told me to hide her sword so that it wouldn't fall into the evil hands. Someone helped me hide the sword. I don't remember who.
You
Found a
hid her
place-
sword?
Yeah, I took it and I hid it. She told me to. She asked me. I don't remember who helped me. We found a place to hide it.
Where?
I don't remember. I escaped
clearly-
from Avernus, though. I got out.
Will money
Obviously.
jog your memory?
Clearly, it's quite.
What would
limited.
help you remember
Yeah. Exactly. What would help you?
where?
I don't know.
Because
Maybe I can
the
maybe I can
Zariel
help you all.
sword, that's like a very, very powerful sword for good, yes?
She nods. Yeah, it really is. It really is. The last part of her that wasn't corrupted.
How did she become corrupted? I
Lulu
would think she
furrows her
would be
brow.
I would think she would be incorruptible.
I don't remember.
Lulu, do you know what? You seem to have issues with your memory. Have you just forgotten, or was it? Is there something making you forget? Do you think?
I don't remember.
Did you get wet while you were down there?
I mean, there was a lot of blood.
In a river?
We're fighting over a river, yeah.
Anna's gonna guide herself, and then she's going to walk over to Lulu and put 2 fingers on her forehead and cast Dispel Magic.
Has no effect.
Damn it, waste. Can't even roll for it.
So, Valifon, as you are searching around with Lulu, your detect magic spell is guiding you towards a part of the room, a distant corner under some blankets, and as you are focusing heavily on it, you see that Layden has the tuning fork and is just holding it up for you all.
Took you guys long enough.
You found it. Well done.
So, Trackscore says, there it is, there it is. Wonderful, wonderful. As all this is happening, your Tressum has gone over to Lulu's bed and has done the whole, like, made a nest out of it and is just, like, curled up little loaf cat, its wings even tucked back, sitting on the bed of clothes.
No one
All of
owns that Tressum. They're their own Tressum.
them. Alright, so. Once Traxagore has
So-
that,
With this, you were going to send us to hell?
he says, yes, I've been there many times I have. Not for very long, I mind you. But yes, I have
What would
been.
you define as very long?
Well, time is weird in Avernus. The sun doesn't set. It's always just that same dark, rusty red up in the sky. But I think the longest I ever spent there was about 6 hours.
And you can send us to somewhere specific?
Indeed. I have on some good information the location of El Terrell in the Nine Hells. And I just so happen to have been to that spot. Now, I'm going to have to send us a little bit up into the air, mind you.
Oh.
What I understand, El Terrell isn't exactly on the ground anymore.
Up into the like falling.
No.
Oh.
Well,
Okay.
falling, yeah. I mean, more being more pulled than falling.
Val- Valifon, do you have methods of slowing our fall?
I'm familiar with them, but I do not have them.
Oh, don't worry. If we find ourselves falling, I can take care of that.
Oh, you're coming with us. Wonderful.
Oh, of course, I'll have to go with you.
And you're staying with us?
Oh, I don't know about all that, but I do need to accompany you at least there. So, my spell can take. He starts counting. Plane shift. How many bodies can plane shift take? I know it is not.
Oh no.
quite.
Say goodbye.
No.
There it is. So, plane shift. Up to 8 willing creatures. So, Traxagor, Lulu, Rhea, and you 5.
And there we go.
Oh no. Oh
And
no.
put the zombie down.
Yeah, Anacola, that does suck. We'll say that if you want to take one of your beasts with you, you can hold them in your arms and take them.
Oh, gods. Okay. Okay. She's going to take out, I don't know. She probably has a sock somewhere on her. She'll take out a really long sock and tie it around the zombie's eyes, and then push it in front of Althea.
I'm sorry, what?
She doesn't have the heart to. She doesn't have the heart to put down her own zombie out there.
Just do it. Mud,
Layton
tears
will do
drip
it.
down her face.
Do we have a bag of holding?
No, we don't.
No.
I will flourish my spear, and I will just put it under the zombie and check it out the window if there is one. So
Say,
the next big splat when it hits the ground.
Right, it takes a
first
while.
round?
It's like a solid like 10 seconds before you hear the. Thump.
Layton could have made much shorter work of that.
I could have. Yes.
Well, yes, but you know, you don't want to, leave zombie guts all over the floor. So.
Tractor says, yes, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I appreciate.
Yeah, of course, no problem.
How far away is the ground?
It took 10 seconds, so.
Far.
Far.
100 seconds.
1 second.
I can do the math if necessary, but
It's death. It's death.
well,
Well,
it was
like-
already dead, so.
Go ahead and roll it.
I.
Okay, that was certainly fail.
Well, I don't know what Yeah, I guess we didn't roll the damage, but.
Right. Well, we'd call it
Enough.
at least 10d6 at least.
All right.
I mean, that's only 100 feet, so.
Yeah. So the DC would have been half of that.
Would it have taken? Would that have been?
Does it
Oh,
matter?
okay. No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. I was just wondering if it was like. I was just gonna say if it survived, it would just terrorize whoever was down there.
Hell is waiting.
Anyway, sorry. Yes, true. Yep. Okay, we should go. She wipes her muddy tears, and then sits on the back of Ghost.
Give Ghost a scritch on the head and. Off we go.
Traxagor is currently drawing an arcane sigil on the ground, getting his tuning fork ready. You see him tapping it a few times. He says that the method
Specific tuning.
is precise.
Is it a specific tuning fork for where we're going?
It is. He says that this tuning fork is specifically attuned to the exact location in Avernus that you all need to go. Without it, you could wind up just about anywhere on the plane. Its changing nature makes it incredibly difficult to guess or determine where you could end up. But with this fork, he says,
I imagine you have one of those for the material as well. Yeah.
well, I'm familiar enough with my tower to bring myself back.
Hmm. Would you happen to have a material tuning fork?
Oh, no. No, no, no.
Okay. Also, Anna will very reluctantly, even though you said that he technically could come, she will leave Ghost behind, very sadly. Um, she'll speak with animals and then very tearfully wish him goodbye and say he'll have more fun here with Traxagor.
Okay. So, real
If-
quick, before
if
we head
all-
out, would anybody
ahead.
like to take control of Lulu's stat block? She is 100% a NPC that can be run by a player if anyone would like to.
Yes.
Ah,
Of course.
I feel like that was obvious. Um,
so,
Have fun.
if multiple people want to run Lulu, we can take turns with her. Foster, you can go ahead and take control of her first. I'll go ahead and show you her stat block right now. Let me go ahead and just tell you this. As far as role-playing Lulu, I'll do most of the role-playing for her, but anytime that you do feel like, anytime you do want to, Lulu does not have a mean bone in her body. She believes in the power of friendship and looks forward to kicking evil's butt with you all by her side.
She's a Care Bear cross My Little
She
Pony.
is a Care Bear.
Oh my god, wait, wait 1 second.
I'll go ahead and share her stat block to all of you right now. She currently does not have access to her innate spell casting.
Gotcha.
She forgot it.
So before we head to the Nine Hells, Valafon will let everyone know that he expects to perfect to eventually be able to cast banishment. At which point, if all else fails, he can send each and every one of you back home.
Banishment's not permanent, though, is it?
No, well, it could be, but we would go to a random place on the material, or you would, I wouldn't. But
Pick. Would you rather stay there or go somewhere random on the material plane? Or in your case, somewhere else?
well,
Well, you may
I-
want to stay. I don't know.
yeah, I have nothing going for me anywhere else. I'd rather stay until I find what I'm looking for. But that is a good alternative. It's a good thing to have. Just in case.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is the perfect image for an elephant. A hollyhunt, rather. That's perfect.
The one that I sent.
Yes.
I can't see Lulu's stats. I can only see the
Oh, okay.
bio
I'll
and
fix that
info.
right now.
Is she in the named NPCs?
I'm about to
or-
drop her there right now.
I love Traxagor. He's so cute. I really want otter PCs now.
Okay. All right, everyone. Traxagor announces that he has completed his ritual. He is ready. If you are all ready to depart,
Off we go.
okay. As you stand in the center of the circle, standing around it, all of you together, Traxagor taps the tuning fork on the floor and casts his plane shift spell.
And the music changes.
A hot, stinging air assaults all of your senses. The city street in which you all stand is lined with buildings that are crumbling, if not already collapsed. The ground shudders beneath your feet. In the red, smoky sky, a 400-foot diameter sphere of darkness discharges strokes of bluish-white lightning that strike down at the city at irregular intervals, causing destruction wherever they strike. Perched atop a distant bluff overlooking the rest of the city is a crumbled fortress. You all can see winged fiends clashing with each other in the air up above, slaying one another in droves. As you all listen, far below you hear the cacophonous sound of battle raging what could be not too far below where you stand now. Looking off to the horizons, you can all tell that you are hovering far up in the air. As you look towards the outskirts of the city, you can see those same massive spikes of that infernal iron that you all saw rocket up from the ground, slam into various points of the city, and drag it beneath. Traxagor gazes up at this black orb nervously, kind of kneels down and begins tapping his fingers together, and he says, "Sorry," utters a few arcane syllables, and disappears in the blink of an eye.
Of course he does.
You all can hear screams in the distance. People are very clearly still alive here and still suffering. And with that,
Man,
we are going to call it a session.